The best music from the 60s to today. IPL Radio.
That's right, you're listening to IPL Radio and you're also listening to Mish on Good Vibrations on this Thursday morning. What a beautiful morning it is here in Rockingham. I can see out the window and the sun's shining, around about 26 degrees Celsius, and it is at the end of autumn, believe it or not. We've got winter next week, so it's very strange weather, and hopefully we do get some rain because we're desperately in need. I've had an interview already this morning, which is fantastic. I've got my second interview here with me now. I have Izzy. Hi, Izzy.
Hi.
Thanks for coming in. You're all suited up in your school uniform. Have you rushed out of school?
Yeah.
Very naughty. But anyway, we're glad you did. And Mum and Dad are here also. Thank you for joining us today and bringing her in for us. Now, Izzy, for the people that don't know who you are, because you're very quite well known in this area, I must say, for the people that don't know who you are, tell us who you are and what you're about.
Well, my stage name is Izzy G. I'm a singer, songwriter. I mainly do like jazz, but I'll basically sing anything. But jazz is my specialty.
So what year are you at school?
Year 9.
Year 9, what school?
South Coast Baptist.
Excellent. And so do you have any siblings, brothers and sisters?
Well, 2 older ones.
Oh, do they sing? Where did you get your singing from? Was that Mum or Dad? Don't know.
We haven't worked it out.
You haven't worked that out?
No, we don't know where from.
Okay.
It's not us.
You know, it's not generations behind or something? Nothing like that?
Oh, my grandfather, he was a singer.
Okay, well, there you go. That might be. When did you realise that you could sing?
Oh, well, it's actually quite a funny story, that.
Good, tell us.
When I was about 8.5,
Last year?
I used to not sing until then. I had 3 vocal lessons and I was invited to the arts extravaganza at my school.
Wow.
Which was cooling up. They rang up my parents and they were like, hey, come down this morning, Izzy's singing. And they were like, singing Izzy doesn't sing. Have you got the right daughter?
Yeah, have you got the right Izzy? Yeah.
and they were like, yeah, right daughter. I think we know.
Wow.
And it was supposed to be a duet, but the girl who was originally supposed to sing with me, who was year 6, she had a huge panic attack that morning and pulled out. And they're like, Izzy, you don't really have to sing if you don't want to. And I'm like, no, I'm singing.
Good for you.
So I sung The Climb, Miley Cyrus, in front of a few hundred people.
Wow. And that was the first time you've ever done it?
Yeah.
My goodness. So you were 8.5 at the time, and you were given 2 singing lessons. Was that through school or private?
Yeah, through school.
Through school. So this whole journey started at school.
Yeah.
Wow. And you had no idea. Like, you didn't sing in the shower. She never sang as a child, a younger child.
I used to be a horse rider, so.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Well, that's not really. It doesn't really go along with the singing, does it?
No. Unless
and you
I'm
don't do country. You do country? You don't sing country? No.
Unless it's like past midnight, and I'm like, I'll just sing whatever I want. Maybe.
So the singing came through school. They obviously realised that you had a talent and they've encouraged it, which is fantastic. Yeah. Mum and Dad, how long did it take you to figure out that she had a talent that needed to be...
As soon as we saw her perform that day.
Yeah. Have you got... because it's all very well to sing, do you have a personality when you're standing up there? Do you sing with passion? Yeah. Do you see your passion? Do people see the passion in you when you sing, do you think?
Well, it depends on what these two think.
It's where she's most comfortable.
Yeah, that's what because you can tell when someone's up there and they're not... Mum and Dad might have encouraged them to be up there, or they're doing it just for a competition, just something to do. But it's obviously... Because how old are you now?
14.
Did you have to get...
Sorry about that hesitation.
So you've gone from being an 8.5-year-old, have had no experience or any wish to do any singing, to now being 14. So you've had a few years now to be able to do this. It would be something that it is a passion for you now. It is something that you absolutely adore to do. Does it make you happy?
Yeah.
It does make you happy. That's so good.
We never have to push it.
No, that's the thing. That's brilliant because I think that comes out in your singing as well. If you have for anything with a passion, where I talk about my mental health, it's a passion, and I'm happy to talk about it. And people know that you're being honest. Whereas with the singing, I think it would be the same thing. If you're feeling what you're singing, it really does come out in your voice, etc.
Yeah.
The next thing I wanted to ask you, now you write your music. Where did that come from? When did that start? Like, it's okay for you to sing, but now you write it as well?
When I was 12, I just graduated out of primary school.
Yeah.
But because the reason why I'm at South Coast Baptist is I got a scholarship.
Okay.
But my two close friends were moving to 2 different schools that were way too far away.
Oh.
So I decided to be like, I don't know what to do. I'll just write a song because people had been bugging me. Please write songs. So I decided to write a song and
you had no help with that? It just happened? It just comes out?
the only help I had was producing.
Yeah, well, that's
and
a different
sometimes
story.
lessons with like trying to like find how do I songwrite, please.
Okay, yeah. But again, that's something that most of us wouldn't be able to do. Is it the same as writing a poem, or is it totally different?
Well, in most aspects with like the lyrics and that, it is basically like a poem.
Yeah.
But then when you start actually adding the music to the lyrics, it starts to like drift into its own thing.
Okay. Because do you go from writing, so does it start with writing a song to then music being added to it, or do you have the music first and then put a song to it?
Well, it depends on the artist. I find lyrics easier to do first because then you get the feel of the song.
Yeah.
And then you also don't have to worry about, I need to write a certain amount of syllables or...
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do you know what music to put to that? Does someone help you with that?
No,
Do you play guitar and all that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Very basic guitar, but piano I'm good
Good
at.
enough. Okay. So who puts that music to your songs?
Well, I make a demo first and then, on the piano. And if I feel good enough, I sometimes do guitar.
Yeah.
Then I take it to a producer
Yeah.
and they like basically fine tune it.
Wow. That's brilliant. That's really, really clever. Really, really clever. Because considering you've had no background in this whatsoever, to not only singing songs, and it's easier to sing covers because you're singing somebody else's song, but you sing your own and you write your own music, which is a talent in itself for sure. So good for you. That's brilliant. Where do you want this to go?
International.
Good girl. Straight up. International. Straight up. And how do you think you're going to get there?
Oh, it's just there's so many ways. We're hoping that I like either like get found by someone and dragged up under their wing, or like I can't.
So how do you do that? How do you get in to something that everyone wants to get into? How do you step from being Izzy from Rockingham, wherever you're from, to being that international star? Because there must be thousands of kids out there that want to do the same thing. How are you going to stand out?
Work,
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
And it needs to be something you're fully dedicated to. You can't like
Original.
It's got to be different. You've got
You
to have
do.
something
You have to
that's
stand
different.
out in some way.
and you have to be unique so people like, because we're all used to hearing the pop mix song.
Yeah.
But you need to like write something different that will stand out
Correct.
and catch someone's attention.
And I think the fact that you're writing your own songs, the songs come from your heart, makes a massive difference to someone just doing a cover of somebody else's song.
Yeah.
Whereas if you, I mean, you're not even just playing someone else's song who's written something, you're actually writing it yourself. So that has to be the uniqueness that they'd be looking for. But literally, how do you get your word out there? I know there's Facebook and there's Instagram and there's TikTok and all that sort of stuff. What else can you do to push yourself out into that area?
Well,
Competitions, obviously.
competitions.
Well, if she doesn't get noticed, she's looking
Get closer, Mum.
Yeah.
We can't hear you.
On the voice, did you say? Because being
Sometimes.
here in WA, we're quite isolated for this type of thing, right? So maybe going over east might be more of a.
Well,
I don't know.
one of Izzy's favourite vocalists and singers is Adele, and she believed that she needed to make it famous in her own town first before she spread out.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
Izzy becoming famous in Rockingham,
Yeah.
spreading to WA,
Yeah.
then Australia,
All right.
and then getting out to the world.
Okay.
That's
That's
more or less what Izzy's going for.
okay. That's fair
And I
enough too.
believe that's probably the best way to do it as well.
Okay. Yeah, probably a good idea. So social media has to be a big thing for you.
Yeah.
You've got to be very, very active in social media.
She's got over 12,000 followers on Instagram.
Okay, good. Instagram is the way. Do you do TikTok?
We tried.
Maybe you should. You know, not a big thing.
Yeah, we
Didn't
tried.
get much out of that one. What are there other ones you can use?
YouTube is what.
Oh yeah,
we use as well.
YouTube. Are you using YouTube?
Yeah.
She's on YouTube.
Not as much as Instagram, but we still.
Maybe you
use YouTube.
should.
Probably the
Yeah.
biggest at the moment.
We use YouTube for like releasing songs and that.
And networking and stuff.
Yeah.
We get a lot of networks.
And
Yeah.
you also use DistroKid as well, which managed to get Izzy's song out about to
Oh,
48
okay.
radio stations in the USA.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
And it's in the name DistroKid. It distributes it.
Yeah, that's good. So it really is just a matter of getting your name out there in as many places as you possibly can. And as you say, competition. Is there many competitions here in WA though?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few.
Oh, let's talk about that WAM, is it? Your top 5
Yeah. In
in WAM, West
WAM.
Australian Music
Awards.
Awards.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Tell us a bit more about that.
Well,
How did you get involved in that, and what did you have to do?
Well, my vocal teacher introduced us to WAM because at first we didn't knew what it was.
Yeah.
At first. And basically it's a songwriting competition for WA.
Mm.
There's different categories. I'm in the 14 and under.
Mm.
You probably know more about it because you get all the details, Mum.
Yeah, so it's basically 14 and under. There's lots of entries, obviously, being for the whole of WA.
Yeah.
She got the top 20, and then a few weeks ago we found out that she was in the top 5.
You've been told how to use a mic, Mum.
Yes, I know.
So did you had to write your own song?
Yep.
Produce it and release it. Did you did you send them in the song, or did you have to do it live?
Send them online,
Okay.
and then it goes through a couple of stages, and I'm
So it's judged.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's
it's
judged.
judged by a panel of international
Artists.
and national.
So that must be
Judges, I
an
think.
amazing way of getting your name out there for sure. It's
Exactly.
these types of things that you really need to push.
That's a big thing. That
Yeah.
obviously, if she goes number 1, it's going to go to other radio stations as well. It's
Yeah.
going to go into a press release and get
Yeah.
released onto the WAM site,
Yeah.
which is brilliant by itself. And it's
Yeah, that's
good to get your
terrific,
songs out
Izzy. Well,
there.
good for you. That's really exciting. Top 5. When will you find out where you are placed? The end of it.
June the 19th.
Oh, that'd be so
She
exciting.
goes to
Is
the
there?
awards night,
Oh, really? Where's that
Yeah.
being held?
in Fremantle,
Nice.
Social Club.
And you don't do a live singing or anything there,
I'm not
Just
sure
award.
how it works. at
unless
the
you win.
award night.
Maybe they'll get you up there.
Maybe.
That's
Izzy's always
exciting.
prepared to sing anyway. so
Yeah, that's fantastic.
it's already-
Good for you. That's so exciting. Yeah, and it definitely would be the way of getting your name out there for sure, especially if there's international judges involved. That's fantastic. Where I would question now is you're only 14 in year 9. You've still got 2 more years of school or 3 more years of school. Where does Izzy go at the end of that?
Well, that's when she's hoping to reach her target and start being international.
What's your backup though? Like, I know you were saying before
Yeah.
you just did your work placement yesterday for nursing. You wanted to do childcare for psychology. Is that correct?
Yeah, psychology.
Is that you going to? Is that just a backup, or is there something you really want to do?
It's basically, well, It's a mix of the two.
Yeah.
If I don't get singing, then
Because you can always
Yeah.
sing.
yeah.
You know, I mean, you can sing to the day you die. You can always sing.
There's something she can come back to.
Some things you can always come back to for sure. I think but as long as you've got a plan ahead, and I think it being 14 and you know what you want to do is brilliant, because at 14 I still don't know what I want to do, and I'm nearly 60, but I think it's fantastic that you've got some idea where you want to be, and even the fact that you've talked about childcare psychology, which is brilliant. That's hard. There's a lot of study with that.
But she loves psychology
That's
And kids.
brilliant.
and children,
But
Great mix.
pediatrician would be nice too.
or a paediatrician as
Wow. Good for you. I think it's brilliant that you know what you want to do. Good for you. It's really nice to see someone of such a young age having so much passion in something, because you see so many kids out there and they just are so lost with their emotions. They're so lost with their life, and they haven't even begun, life yet. But I think it's fantastic to see you at 14 to know where you want to be. We've actually got a backing track. Do you want to sing for us? I would love to hear you singing. The song, tell us about it. It's called Daydreamer. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Tell us about the song.
So this is the song that got top 5 in WHAM.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a love song.
How can you a love song from a 14-year-old? How did that happen?
Well,
Mum and Dad.
well, I wanted to write a song about love that was like true, and like, because there's so many like breakup songs.
Okay.
And also there's so many relationships out there of young people who don't have the right intentions or just didn't start right.
Okay.
And I find writing a song about it is a good way for people to like get an idea of.
Is it a positive song?
Yeah, obviously.
Is it positive? Good. Okay, good. That sounds great. And when I say how can you know what love is, I mean, do you have a pet?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Multiple.
There you go. See, love is something that is not just a relationship with
Yeah.
human beings. It can be with anything, can't it? Love, passion of your music as well. So let's try this. Let's see if it works. We're going to play Daydreamer. You can hear through your headphones. I don't know whether we'll be able to hear. So here we go. This is Daydreamer by Izzy. Do you want to use your surname? Izzy G. Daydreamer. Is this on YouTube?
Yeah.
Spotify?
Spotify
on
and
Instagram
yeah.
under Izzy Sings
and
Official.
Apple Music as well, I think.
Excellent. Okay, well, here we go. Let's see how we go. Mum and Dad, we won't be able to hear her, unfortunately. Here's Daydreamer by
Dad.
Izzy G. Can you hear it?
Yep. In the sunset, you gleamed warmly, stood up from our friends. The light on your hair, I knew you were for me. I was so lost, never expecting love early. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You built me up, you made me stronger. I'm head over my heels, and I know you will follow me. You bui is bliss. You are my everything. I'm so fragile around you. I can fall knowing you'll catch me. In your arms is where I wanna be. You've made me a daydreamer. I'm crazy over you. You look like heaven. Oh, I love you, I do. Now that I have you, life is like a daydream.
There you have it. That was live with Izzy G with Daydreamer. That's so cool. So cool. I'll have to listen because we couldn't hear it because we haven't got headphones on. I'll have to go back and listen to it now, or YouTube it, Spotify it, Instagram it. Where else is it?
Apple Music it.
Apple Music it. Yeah, all those. It's so lovely to have your mum and dad to here that are supporting and loving you. It's just beautiful to see you guys together. Thank you so much for coming in here, and I'm so glad you came in. All the best for everything ahead of you, wherever it may be, whatever it may be. You've got so much ahead of you. You've got wonderful talent, and to hear you just playing live with no music because we couldn't hear the music, it just got a beautiful, beautiful voice. Such a gorgeous voice. So thank you so much for coming in, and it was a pleasure and an honour to have you in here in the IPL studio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And all the best. Let us know how you go with your WAM Australian Music Awards. I would love to find out how you go in June the 9th, did you say?
19th.
19th, sorry. June the 19th. All the very best for that. Top 5 already. Not too much to go now. So that's fantastic. Yeah, all the best, and thank you so much. You got to go back to school now?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. Lunch first, Mum and Dad?
Yes, obviously.
That's good. I'm an 80s freak, so I'm afraid I play lots of 80s music. So I'm not afraid. I love my 80s music, and it is my passion and my therapy.
I love 80s music
This
as
is
well.
Golden Brown by The Stranglers.